Welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Haunting, eerie, mysterious things going around. Are you ready for Halloween? What's going on? I think today, I'm Caroline Sotheby, and with us we have a group of very special people that come in and celebrate Halloween a couple weeks earlier every year. And a special one is George Brown. Hi, George.
Hi.
Called her up, was it 2 days ago? And you gave us some information about the JC haunted houses, and she did a tremendous thing here. Look at all this. This whole group came in to show you what is going on in all this downriver area. So, Georgia, how about telling us what actually are the JCs doing as a group?
What the JCs are is a leadership training organization. We do community service using management techniques. And it's young people between the ages of 21 to 40, men and women. And we do things to help the community and help make ourselves better.
All right, so outside of the haunted houses, which we'll be talking about, what else do you have for money raisers? Anything else?
Money raisers, we sell glow necklaces at 4th of July. We have concession stands at the festivals around town. Sometimes we go to Silver Dome and we work there and raise money. You'll see us standing on the street corners with buckets raising money for MD. All the money that we do raise does go back into the community.
All right. MD is very important to you, and didn't you say you had another organization that you help?
Oh, yeah, we have quite a few. Every chapter has their own very special ones. In Riverview, the Burns Awareness is our special one.
Special one.
Yes.
All right, with you now, you have from Riverview our ape down there, which, by the way, is Russ.
Right.
Right. And, gee, maybe you better introduce.
Would you like me to introduce him?
Yes.
Okay. This is Dave Luff. He happens to be our haunted house chairman this year.
Okay.
Okay. This is Norm Sclafani. He's Freddie.
Okay. And, of course, Russ is
Brown.
from Riverview. Jack, you're on that end. How about finding out from Jerry? She's from Lincoln Park.
Your name?
Jerry Ferriulo, president of the Lincoln Park JCs.
From Lincoln Park. How about you?
Steve Fortuna from Allen Park.
From Allen Park. And this is Russ Brown. And
I'm Rick Range from Trenton JCs.
so we have quite a few cities here represented. Riverview, Allen Park, Lincoln Park, Trenton.
And, of course, the Wyandotte one couldn't make it, I guess. They do have one on Biddle and Oak Street. How about giving us an idea where we can come to your haunted houses?
Okay, the one in Riverview is on the corner of Sibley Road and Quarry. It's the old Sibley Schoolhouse. The one in Allen Park is at the Marshall's parking lot there on North Allen Road.
Okay.
That's it? Okay. Taylor's is at Lee Ward's parking lot on Telegraph south of Goddard Road. Woodhaven's is the Kmart parking lot on the corner of West Road and Allen. Across from City Hall on 3rd Street is where the Trenton one is located.
Okay.
And Flat Rocks is on Gibraltar Road, and that's east of Telegraph. They're in an old barn.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. You're from Trenton. Do you have any special theme, or can you give us a description of your house, or shouldn't we ask those little questions like that?
Main theme of most haunted houses is scare.
To scare, huh?
The scare.
All right, do you usually have big crowds over there?
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather. If it rains a lot, the crowds stay back. And once it gets into the swing of things, closer to Halloween, the crowds will be there on Fridays and Saturdays.
To get into the
Yes, they get in the swing of
mood, huh?
things, they start haunted house hopping, and it gets a lot of fun.
Okay. Russ doesn't want to say too much there. He's
One question that I wanted to ask, probably a question to all of them. Now, since you're the spokesman, I'll ask you, do most of you all have like the truck trailers? Is that what you have your haunted house? I know you don't, but most of them that we see, and you're traveling around like you're out shopping or something like that, you see most of these truck trailers. Is that what most of them are made out of, or do some of you have some of them in a house someplace or in a building?
They have a school, right?
Ours is in a school. Yeah, we would like to keep them in a house or in a building that we have, because you could do so much more with them. But you can't really get a building that the city will let you use and have enough time to put it together. So trailers are there, they're easy, they work.
About how many people do you figure have to take a decorating crew in and start with, what, maybe about 10?
We start in the very beginning of October. Around October 1st, we start the actual construction, and it takes almost every night, every weekend, 10 people to get the whole thing put together. And then the night we open, we have to have 12 people there to open the doors. And then the more people you get, you put them in costumes and they become what you call roamers. And you put them in positions in the house, and they're different every night, so nobody really remembers where they were, and it's a better effect.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. You were saying something that I'm trying to figure out. You do need help, so there's a possibility if somebody is out there, you can have a JC for a day, right?
Yeah, we're doing that as like a recruitment tool to kind of introduce people to what JCs are all about. Haunted House is one of our biggest projects in Riverview that we do. And this way, we're inviting anybody that lives in Riverview to come to our haunted house and see me at the cashier registration. And I'll sign them up. I'll let them work the haunted house for a night. If they like it, they can come back and work a couple of nights or practically join the JCs.
Okay. Now, do you have to be 21? Or
Yes.
you have to be 21
Yes, you have
for
to be
that?
21.
Okay. Do you need any help in Trenton?
We have the same policy. JCs, generally, right now, manpower is down. We are
Manpower is-
recruiting JCs. It's a good organization for people to really take a good look at.
Okay, what about Jerry and Steve?
Do you are you out recruiting too?
Yes, we do use it as a recruitment tool. And if people are interested in joining and want to work the haunted house, they can contact us at the haunted house.
How about Allen Park now? What's your enrollment? Are you down or at your quota, or are you looking for new members?
We are always looking for new members because the whole purpose of the organization is to train and move people on. So there's always a turnover going on, as there should be. Yes, we're also looking for members, just as every JC chapter would be looking for members. And we're happy to have people come and talk with us and find out where they could possibly fit in our organization. Or we've had people come from other communities to talk to us, and then we have sent them to either Lincoln Park or to Trenton or to Riverview, where their community is and where their roots are and where they want to help out most.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a certain quota of so many? Do you cut your membership off at a certain number? Or let me ask you this too also. When you get to 40, like she said 21 to 40, when you get 40, do you have to get out of the organization?
You actually, when you turn 39, that is your last year in the JCs. No, there is no cutoff. You can have anywhere between, you must have 20 members for a chapter to be chartered and to be active in a community. But you can have anywhere between 20 to 320, whatever it may be. There is no quota. The age limit is an age limit, and usually you'll find the Lions or the Kiwanis waiting for JCs to exhaust so that they could grab us to become part of their organization.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Do you have a house, or do you have, like we call a truck trailer, or a trailer for your haunted house?
Allen Park has trailers. We've had trailers for about the last 7 years. It's right now, through Wayne County and the JC organizations, there are 17 JC haunted houses. And they're split 50-50 between house building type of haunts versus trailer type of haunts. And it's just, some communities have gone with trailers over the years and have put them together, and every year they're changing them. The downriver communities are about 50-50.
Okay, now let me ask you now, do you have a trailer house or a regular house for yours?
We have a regular house.
Now, when you build stuff, let's say, for from year to year, do you hang on to something, or do you change things from year to year?
Some of the stuff does remain the same, but things do change, depending on the way the people feel and how the membership wants the project.
Well, you build other things or change it over to attract more people. In other words, can you come there, like the head speaker here was telling me that you could come there on one night and come back the next night and see something different possibly? Would that would be like one of yourselves changing? You're not changing your stuff that you have set up stationary.
Right, it would be just us ourselves changing costumes.
Okay, I see. Okay, you got any more questions for these people?
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there a $2.50 charge for everybody? Does every local have their own charge?
Every local charges differently, but the normal price is about $2 for an adult and $1.50 for children. And most of the time, if it's a little kid you're carrying in, they don't get charged for it.
All right.
Okay. Also, can I leave a telephone number?
Sure.
Anybody that is interested in becoming a JC, we have a JC hotline in Riverview, and our number is 283-2639.
Okay,
And-
you want to repeat that?
Yep, 283-2639.
All right, and just ask for
George.
for George.
That's right.
It's not Georgia, it's George.
Right, it's George.
All right, should we give the audience a really shocker and everybody take off the mask as we go off and go into a...
Let me ask one other question. What is the average attendance, you would say, how many people do actually go through your haunted house?
We've had, our last year, we had 10,000 through our house last year.
That's the Riverview one?
Correct.
10,000.
But we do get a lot of repeat business in Riverview. You know, they'll pay their $2 and come 10 times, you know.
Well, if somebody else is different there all the time, they probably just want to come in just to see the new person in the corner.
Also, you know, the first time you go through basically with your eyes closed running, and then the second time you might look at more. Maybe the third or fourth time you'll be able to see how many different haunts we actually have. You know, because we do have quite a few.
Well, then, in other words, that you only have one initial charge, and you can go through as many times as you want, or do you have to pay each time?
Pay each time.
Oh, I
Pay
thought,
each
I
time.
almost understood you to say that some people go through 20, 30 times, you know.
They do. They pay each time, too.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. They do.
I was just wondering how that worked out there, you know.
In Riverview, they do things strangely.
Okay. I didn't think that you'd let them go through as many times as they wanted for one to. Now, one other thing on that entrance, do you go down steps, or do any of you people here that have your haunted house, you have it where they slide out or fall out?
Yes. Trenton JCs have to slide out their trailers.
You have the slide out, huh? How about Russ and Riverview? How do you get out?
Well, we have an entrance and an exit, just a staircase in and out, but the rest of the house is all completely accessible, even for wheelchairs.
Well, the slide works real great if you want to get out in a hurry, then, in other words. That's good. Oh, hey. What kind of exit do you have at yours?
Staircase.
We throw them out.
Well, I'm glad you came, and I know you're in a hurry. You have a lot of things to do and people to scare, so have a nice Halloween, and thanks. Take care. And we'll take this brief message. Be back.
If your 2-month-old has some head control when supported in a sitting position and thrusts his arms and legs in play, then at 6 months of age transfers objects between hands, takes a swimming position with weight on the stomach, and also rolls over from back to stomach, if by 15 months he walks alone, that's good. If you know any child unable to do these things, that child might qualify for special education assistance. Contact Michigan Project Find or your local school district for more information.
We're back after that short break, and I'm glad you're back with us and stayed around, and hope you enjoyed those costumes that we just saw from the JCs. You know, the JCs, they do a wonderful job, really, raising funds for all the different organizations, and they're volunteers just like ourselves. And everybody you hear ask questions like that, you don't get paid for this, you don't get paid for that. Well, you know, their reward is a smile on the people's face they help, and our reward is you watching us. So I'm going to get on with our little sports corner that I normally do when Mary's here, and I do it from someplace else, but just to bring you up to date on some of the local sports that went on over the weekend. Everybody's homecoming should be over with right now, and the only one that really had a successful homecoming as far as a victory goes in their game, I believe, was Riverview. Southgate had their homecoming. Wyandotte had their homecoming. They lost their game, and plus a little scuffle that they had. Well, that ruined their homecoming, and Mount Carmel's homecoming was ruined by the weather. I mean, most of the people had to leave the stands, and the floats got wet and everything else. In fact, I believe they even shut the scoreboard off because of electrical problems and everything else, because we were covering some of the game when we left. It was 8-0 there. But anyhow, just to bring you up to date on Roosevelt's homecoming, their theme was music, and they first place the sophomores took that, and then the seniors came in second, and third was the juniors, and fourth was the freshmen. The Spirit Award went to the seniors. And in that Wolverine A League, you naturally know that Wyandotte lost 34-18 to Belleville. But in the Wolverine A League, Lincoln Park put themselves one step closer to at least a tie in that Wolverine League, because they beat Fordson 18-13 in a real good ball game. There was 2 interceptions in the last 4 minutes that preserved the victory for Lincoln Park. And Lincoln Park's record now, they go to 6-1. Their only loss was to Monroe, who was they are tied with right now. Monroe, I think, has a half-game lead or a game lead. And they lost that game earlier, 20-19 earlier in the season. Now, another ball game is played. Gabriel Richard, their only touchdown was an 18-yard interception by Bill Cargetts, as Royal Oak Shrine defeated the Pioneers 40-7. But the bad luck there was that they've lost Ricky DeSena and could have lost him. They might even lose him for the hockey season. And all our condolences go out to Ricky DeSena. Hope that he recovers very soon and will at least be able to play hockey if he can't finish the football season. Now, other scores in that Wolverine League was Trenton 13. They defeated Wayne 13-6, and naturally the score again, Belleville 34-18. And we did not get a final score on the Southgate Monroe game. And as we said, Mount Carmel's homecoming was spoiled by the rain, and they were losing 8-0 when everything, I guess, was shut down. Now, into girls basketball, Mount Carmel defeated Cardinal Mooney 77-53, and Dana Rieger had 25 points there to pace all the scores. And for the losers, Rose Locke, she had 20. But they're waiting for their big game. Their next match is with that rematch with the game that they lost in overtime. They only lost at 57-55 loss at St. Mary's of Redford, and St. Mary's of Redford returns to Mount Carmel this week, and they're just waiting there. I guess they're going to turn up the heat in the gym and really turn it on. Now, this coming week in football, Friday, October 21st, will be Riverview is Carlson, Wyandotte and Wayne, and Woodhaven takes a long trip up north to Cadillac. Trenton is home hosting Southgate. Lincoln Park travels to Belleville, and Groseal will be home with Airport. And on Saturday, it's Gabriel Richard at UAD High, and Sunday is Mount Carmel will be Sunday at Holy Cross. That's in Marine City. Girls basketball for Thursday night would be Mount Carmel. Like we said, their big game is they're just waiting to get back at Redford or St. Mary's. And can they win? Will they win? Well, we'll find out. And Gabriel Richard and the girls will be at Cabrini. And we had something going on, Carolyn, with twirling. You covered the twirling. Can you tell us, the viewers, something about that twirling contest that was at PRCU?
Okay, PRCU had the twirling contest this Sunday, and it involved individuals as well as teams from all over Michigan and some from Ohio. The PRCUettes actually won first place in their pom-pom routine. That gives them a chance to try for 2 more other wins or win, place, or show, whichever case might be. But they have to qualify in 3 different competitions in order to go to Tennessee come spring, as well as the other ones. That's why next time it might be in Saline. They have various places, but they had quite a few little ones, especially doing twirling the batons, and they had modeling, they had pom-pom, so it was everything. Anything to do with twirling, it was there. So congratulations, PRCUettes, and 2 more tries, and maybe they'll be going to competition again in Tennessee. So
was that just with local girls around here? Did they come from other cities?
All from other cities. They have to go and do the circuit, and if it's close to home, they can compete. Now, in order to go to Tennessee, which is the national one, I think it's about April or May, they have to compete, and if they get a first, second, or third place 3 times, then they qualify. If not, that's it.
Now, you went to cover that in. It was all girls. Was there any boys that were doing any twirling?
No, didn't see any boy at all there. That's unusual, but of course, they probably just get into it during later years, probably for college or whatever.
Yeah, you see some of your boys in the twirling part of it, usually in your college bands. They're the leader, the director, and have the big baton and go through all that. We have a birthday coming up in Detroit on something. Don't we want to tell the people about?
Right.
We've been reading about this all week in the papers and everything else. And what people don't realize is that this guy was a little bit. They think about the Sphinx in Egypt and all that, and some of our great buildings and everything else. But really, this Mr. Kahn was a little bit ahead of himself way back in the early 20s when some of the buildings were built, and the sculpture and everything, you know, and the architectural work that he did in some of these buildings was really fantastic. And they're going to, which building is it that they're going to name after him?
I think it's the Fisher Building. The Fisher Building, which we received some of this information from the library, and we can probably put on. It shows, of course, the type of ceiling work and everything in it, and of course the entrance. Like it said, in 1928, Herbert Hoover was just elected president, and Hemingway was penning a farewell to arms. And of course, at that time, Jerome Kern's Showboat started on Broadway. And this fellow actually had the unique talent of, fixing up this, which is still a monument after all these years. So I think instead of being the Fisher Building, according to the information we got, a tribute to him, it will be now called Albert Kahn.
Well, there's a Fisher Theater, and there was actually, we checked into the records and everything else, there was 7 Fisher boys from the Fisher family, and there was different things all named after one of the Fishers, like Fisher Body and the Fisher Theater and all that. So they are going to change the Fisher Building to the Kahn Building to honor him, because he's built like the Maccabees Building, the Fisher Theater, and I think even the old J.L. Hudson store, and there's quite a few stores. Oh, there's a multiple list in the paper of all the different places that he has built in the Detroit area that are still landmarks.
Detroit Times, Detroit News, all those buildings. He has a list of them. So anyway, happy 60th birthday, whoever's going to...
To the Fisher Building.
Right.
Which will be called the Kahn Building eventually. Yes.
Okay, while I was down at the library, though, I did check up on the attention to all the kids from 6 to 13. Deadline will be October 24th, and it's called the 10th Annual Ghosts, Goblins, and Ghoulies Contest. And if you have original artwork, drawings, poems, or stories, take it down to the library. If you have to have rules and regulations, we have some over there, but it's coming up fast, so make sure it's October 24th is the deadline, and I think they're going to celebrate it the following Saturday, at least for that one. When you're talking about pumpkins and festivals and all whatever, a couple weeks ago we mentioned about Upland Hills Farms. If you notice in your Detroit paper now, you do have coupons, $1 off admission with an ad. And Upland Hills, of course, you have to take Rochester Road, turn right, travel north through Rochester to Stony Creek Road, turn left to Lake George Road, and right to the farm. And we've been there once before. It's interesting for the kids. They'll have a Halloween show. You can pick your pumpkin. You'll have haunted house, different prices. But if you want to, the Detroit Free Press, I think, and the News both cover it. In Groseal now, the haunted house is not by the J.C.'s. And if you look in the newspaper, they're sponsored by the Groseal Youth Recreation Association, and it does benefit the football, baseball, basketball, soccer. It does not tell us where it is, so you can probably call the recreation department there.
And you know, talking about going to Upland Hills, the farm and stuff like that, we also remind our viewers that have been watching all our shows. We had Apple Charlie, Bill Grover on here, and they are still going to be making much cider out there. If you want to get some cider for Halloween, they're open out there, and you know that that's just exit 11B off of 275 and go across Walsh Road, and you're right there. So they can still get out there to the cider mill.
As we have asked you people before, if you have a chance, if you are an organization that has something coming up, let us know. Call us at 284-2937 or at the cable and leave a message here, or write to 3005 Biddle Avenue. And that, of course, is Wyandotte 48192. One such person did give us some information. We got this from Elsie Barnes to remind the people 55 years or older that there's a job haunting. It's going to be at the Downriver Community Conference Thursday, October 27th from 10:30 on to 1:30. And I believe there are people there that are going to have probably applications or information for anybody seeking employment. And of course, they're going to have, I think, luncheon. So you can go down there and find out some information if you want maybe a part-time job or some other advice. And talking about the senior citizens, we wish Jean Fraser, remember she was on our show, she is competing again for the Ms. Senior competition. I think that's this Thursday. So good luck, Jean, and maybe she can let us know.
That's for 55 and over, isn't it? Well, that's what this program is out here. It's for people that maybe are semi-retired or are looking for something to keep them busy. They have a program out there that you can find out about it and get into it. And then getting back to the Fisher, the name Fisher, the Fisher Theater also for you theater goers that are interested and have never seen cabaret and want to see who does it the best. I'll tell you, Joel Gray probably does cabaret better than anybody, and it's coming to the Fisher Theater October 25th through Sunday night. The last performance will be on October 30th. So that's for 5 nights. There's going to be, in 5 nights, 6 performances of cabaret. And the cabaret, it's fabulous. The music is real good, and Joel Gray does it great.
You going to take me?
Oh, hopefully, if I can get tickets. They say they're available.
Okay, if you can't make that, though, I was surprised. I found out that some friends from Wyandotte Community Theater are involved with the Jackson Productions, and Dorothy Young will be on our show in about 2 weeks, giving us an idea. Their Neil Simon comedy that will be at the PI, and that starts this Friday. It'll be going till December 17th. I hear that they have quite a few tickets already sold for Saturday, so it'd be interesting to get some of your local talent and see what they can do, and be fun. Go dinner
Right.
theater.
Well, too, and we've had a few letters from people, and we want to hear from you. And if you are, like Carolyn said, an organization that you want us to cover something for you, please contact us through Wyandotte Municipal Cable, and we'll be glad to get you on this show or talk about your event on this show. And right now, we want to thank you for watching, and make sure you watch us every week and catch Local Sports Wrap-Up if you're interested in all the high school sports on Saturdays, and we'll be seeing you. Take care of one another.